Greetings. Good morning. I'm working on making a video. I'm not sure what this video is going to be about. I've been having a little bit of writer's block. It's been a while since I made a video, so I want to get one made, even if hopefully it'll be a good video, because I like telling stories. And but part of my problem, or reason why I've been having a little bit of trouble, is because I spilled water on my laptop, and so now I'm switching to my backup computer, which is this desktop, and it's got Windows on it, and I don't really want to change this to Linux yet, so I'm using Windows. And I've been thinking a little bit about this because Windows has certain advantages that are pretty valuable over Linux, and that is the connection to everything else. It's a huge platform with billions of dollars of research and development and thousands of people working on it. So that's a valuable platform, and so I'm going to look at it and see if I like it. I just don't like the idea of Windows owning the operating system on my computer, Microsoft owning the operating system on my computer. But I'm going to work with it for a minute and see if they compare it to Linux, because I like Linux. I still like Linux. So I'm starting out, with using OBS. This is another new thing. I switched from using Simple Screen Recorder to using OBS. And at this point, all I really do is I click on Start Recording right here. And then now the best thing to do would be to minimize that and kind of get it out of the way. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about my little product, how I develop websites, my workflow of how I'm doing this. And this is one of my most important things. And I I get pictures on here. I have a whole bunch of pictures of my own, that I've, taken. I have literally thousands of them. Each one of these, some of them have like 10 or 20, but there's a few in there that have I think there's more than one that have over 1,000 pictures in them, and so, but this is what this is the one I've been working on lately, and I'm making a folder for each page. Looks like I got pages here, different pages and posts. Because the posts go on the blog, and then the pages they're more permanent, and so I make these folders, and I gather a bunch of pictures that I think I want to use, and I can always gather some more pictures after I make the video to go along with the story, but I get them from here. And so I decided to switch to Windows. I decided to switch from using, my this one, which is called Brave, my Brave browser, to Windows Edge browser. And I don't have anything saved, and I can't remember what my password is. And for some reason, I didn't write it down, which I seem to have a habit of doing that because the computer memorizes them. And then now I don't know. I'm going to have to change my password in order to get into this, to get it into the Edge browser, and that's fine. Right now I just got the pictures out of here, and it's just a little bit of work, you got to do, and I get all kinds of pictures, and I can get videos, and I can also get little music sets, and I'm working on learning how to make documentaries. And the documentary I've made so far, it's where I literally made a documentary using the iStock photos, professional photographs and stuff like that, is this one right here under Speece, Freedom is Lawful. And you can watch that, and it's a story about everything, history, and how to get. It's just about history, and because history has always been my favorite subject, and science, and science, history, philosophy, and religion are all one subject to me, and I mix them all together, and I tell a story in this story about Oh, this one was about freedom and the biological nature of freedom, because there is a biological, in our brains, there's a cluster of cortex, of cortexes. There's many little cortexes that add up to one big cortex, and that causes the executive decision making faculty in the human brain, which gives us the ability to respond to our instincts and emotions voluntarily instead of just doing whatever feels good. We can. And this education, the education is external. Human beings have to learn how to be civilized. We're not born civilized. Children, babies, you have to teach your children how to be civilized. And if they don't get taught how to be civilized, they grow up wild, and we have all kinds of problems like we're seeing in the world today. And so, you got to fix that and clean it up, and we got to teach. We got to have education is like the most important issue. And drug trafficking is the most violent crime. How are we going to get this civilization? How are we going to make Seattle sustainable? That's what I want to work on and figure out and try to make progress and cause that, and make that happen. And we'll see. That's what I'm working on. And I've gotten the two. I had one website, which is Holistic Home Office, and now I have two websites. And the other one is Current Events. This is the One World News, and it's just going to be like I'm going to try to make it into a newspaper. At this point, I just have it up. It's up and running. And the reason I want to do this is because Holistic Home Office, I've been throwing everything into Holistic Home Office. And what I'm trying to do is create I'm dividing Holistic Home Office into 4 different websites. And one of them is going to be the One World News. One of them is going to be about recovery and spirituality and self-improvement. And then I decided I got a good domain name for, like, there's the part about Windows and computer science and developing operating systems, no, that's not it. There's the home office part, the business of your home office and trying to design a profitable home office. And then there's the computer science, and I got a domain name. The name of the company that I use for domains is called Hover. And you know what, I'm going to open up this one, because this one I'm a lot more familiar with. And let's see here, hover.com. And this is the company. And so my 3 domain names are homeoffice.studio, currentevents.studio, and digitalartisan.studio. And this one I want to do about, like using OBS and GIMP and all these different applications that I use to make this art on these websites. That's what the Digital Artisan is going to be about. Inkscape, GIMP, and I'll write stories about how to use those tools. And then and then Home Office, I'll put more into the business of, making a profit and working in your home office. And so, that's what I'm working on. This, it's fun. You got to use OBS, and then the ones I use are, I use GIMP. A lot of times when I take these photos, especially my photographs, when I get the photographs off of iStock, I just download the size that I need, which is usually the small one. If I use my own photographs, which are huge, because they're either off of my phone. Most of the time they're off my phone, but I also have a big camera, and so I always go to image, scale image. I get the image open. First of all, I get the image open in here, and then I go to scale image and click on that, and I can reset the size. And then I go export as, and I set that up, and I do that, and I export it, and then I always, when they ask me at the end if I want to save my changes, I say no. I don't save changes. And then what that does is you have two pictures: the original size plus the new picture with the new size. And so you still have that original picture, and that way I don't have to redo that. And then so that's the photo editing tool that I use. And then another one, let's see here, I got that, oh there it is right there. Inkscape is my drawing tool. When I was using KDE Neon, I really liked using Krita because it's KDE, but this is just as good, and this is what I'm looking for. It's the whole new, it's got a bunch of new stuff, so that's what that was all about. And so then this is Inkscape, and you can resize everything, do everything, and you got all these colors, this color palette down here, which is huge, and all your little drawing tools, and learn how to use it and become an artist. Inkscape. I mean, I've seen people make some incredible stuff with Inkscape. All that graphic art that you see on TV, you can make that with Inkscape. And then the way I make the videos is with KDN Live. And there's other ones of these, but the one I'm using is KDN Live, and I'm trying to learn it, and I got it all set up the way I like it. Because this is not the default set, but I rearranged everything, and this is what I like. And can I move that over? Yeah, see, you can move that over. And and it'll list different things that you can put in here, and you put your videos in here, and then you put all your pictures in here and videos, and then you put them down on here, and you can just I'm recording a video right now, and it's probably not all that great of a video. But you can do this, and you can make videos, and you'll see the end result of this video, and you can do this. I'm trying to show you that you can do this. If you like telling stories like I do, I'm trying to show you how you can make your own little studio to do it in. And it's fun. I'm trying to switch from Linux to Windows, from everything is so new. I got this new little microphone set up that I really like, that holds my phone, and it's got a microphone on it, and I wish it was a little taller. I wonder if I can make that taller somehow. Anyway, so you kind of get yourself set up, man. I switched to a new keypad because I didn't like this one that's comparing this big giant bent kind of. It's got two different sides. It's got the keyboard split round, but this one here is just a regular. It's the one that came with the computer, and it's connected by a wire to the computer. So it's just keep working. The point is just keep working. Don't give up. Just keep working no matter what happens, and that's what I'm doing. And you gotta work on rearranging all this stuff. See, because these are the pictures that came with the theme, and I want to get this arranged into to look like a news website, and it doesn't look anything like that. So I got a lot of work to do on this website, and that's what I'm going to do. Right now it's just basically this picture. That's about it on this one. The other one, I gotta redo that because I don't want to go to this part. That's not what I want to do. This is a good story right here. I recommend it. It's all about human history, and It all started right here. This is where Adam and Noah and their kids all lived in right in this area right here. Adam, he went over into Iran. Noah, he was in the Black Sea at the end of the last ice age. And when sea level rose and filled up the ice age, he kind of landed on this somewhere on this coast right here. You know, Mount Ararat is probably the first land he saw after the flood, and then they landed here. And I think that Noah founded Göbekli Tepe, which is like, I think it's like right in there somewhere. And then Göbekli, or no, Harana Tepe is like right over here somewhere or something like that. There's a big valley in here. I think it's right around in here. Oh, right here. Here it is. It's right here. So Göbekli Tepe is like right up in here somewhere, and Harana Tepe is over in here somewhere. And I think that Noah founded Göbekli Tepe, and I have no proof of this or anything like this. All I know is just if you put all the stories from science and religion together and try to figure out what actually happened, the true history of what happened, you know, and there's these two ancient sites, Göbekli Tepe and Harana Tepe. There's a city right in, it's not a city, it's a little village right here called Haran. And I used to think when Abraham moved from Ur to Haran, I always thought it was some big city in Syria, but then I see this right, and I think what happened is Noah and his kids founded Göbekli Tepe, and then Abraham and his kids they lived in Haran, and they founded Harana Tepe, and that's where civilization comes from. It's right there, because that's what they did, is they taught people how to be civilized, and that's it's, I don't know, we'll see. That's what this story is partly about. It's mostly about the brain and how the brain developed, has the free agency and the freedom, different, unlike animals, which are wild, which is totally different than freedom. Freedom is lawful, wild is lawless. And so anyway, I like telling stories like that. And see, that shows you what I mean about separating this website into 4 different websites, because website development is a totally different topic than freedom and human consciousness and self-development, self-improvement, and recovery and all that stuff. They're different topics, and I need to separate them into different websites, and that's what I'm working on. And and I'm just sharing this as it's kind of an example you can follow. You're going to have your own interests, and you can follow my example and build up whatever you're interested in, and build websites about what you're interested in. And and the key is figuring out how to make it profitable to do so. That's another interesting part of it. So yeah, keep working. Don't give up, man. Just keep working. Even though you're like going, what should I do? Because I got 2 websites. Should I work on one or the other? Should I work on this or that? And so I decided to just make a video, just to get a video out, because I want to keep making videos. That's an important part. I started making videos this year, and I really like it. I think it's a great way to communicate and to teach and learn, and because I watch videos all the time, other people's videos, so I can learn things. And so I'm doing the same thing, and you can do the same thing too.